how would you say we could scale up reproductive efforts to victims of disasters such as flooding, conflict, for example?
Two things that we have to do. First is appreciate that 60% of maternal mortality occurs in crisis. 60%. So women and girls are at great risk. Second is that we are seeing more conflicts and more disasters today than we've ever seen because of political conflicts and because of climate change. And we're going to get more of this as we go into the next few years going forward. So what do we have to do? We have to ensure that we work with countries and communities to build resilience. You know, the resources we have should not be siloed to look after just development or humanitarian response when it occurs. What we need to do is to ensure that as we build for development, we also build for resilience. For an example, talk about flood disasters. How do we prevent floods? What are the things we need to do in communities to ensure that if there are flood, if they've had floods before, what are the things we need to do to prevent further floods? So I think that's the way to go. With conflicts, you know, of course, ensure that we have political resolutions for conflicts, but going back to their communities, building back their livelihoods, we have to help them. So it's not just, you know, putting them back, but making sure that they have livelihoods and that they do get all that they require to be who they want to be. So family planning, for example, is a major intervention. So women and girls can decide when and if they need to have children. And you know, in crisis, I'm sure most women would not have to like to have a baby at that time.
And how would you say that women and girls, or women in particular, can be a part of infrastructure building, can be a part of planning for disasters?
In many ways. When they go back to their communities, as we're talking about resilience building, say for flood disaster, making sure that when they build homes, they are properly built and they have the drainages and all the things that are required for them to prevent floods. You know, when we do have, and when we begin to think about how communities build resilience, women must be part of it. So they are not excluded, they are at the table talking about the issues of gender. I tell you something that people don't think about, you know, in these kind of circumstances, and that's something which we notice. In conflict, you know, the issue of where women go to toilet is something which they don't think about. So at night, they go out and they are attacked. So you need to think about these things, and you need to make sure that both in conflict and in peace, you know, security of women when they go out to toilet, especially at night, is taken care of.